I want to show you a few really simple versions of elephant that I find really helpful in regards to getting hinging and a little bit of glute strengthening. So for this first one, which is classical elephant with the flat back or neutral spine, we've got that gear bar and the stopper all the way to the front. Foot bar is all the way at the top. So one heavy spring or one red spring. Feet flat here or up into high half toe, really depends on your client's abilities. I do find though, if they're able to manage feet flat, you do have much better access to that posterior chain. So nice wide sit bones here, moving those hips into extension, and then nice hinge and nice fold. I do find that people tend to go into their arms a lot for this one, so they'll kind of push and open up into shoulder flexion. So the cue I like to use is imagine being, four legs of a table and only the back two legs of the table are moving away. So pressing out and coming in. If you find that they have a really hard time finding their glutes with that, you can actually increase the load. So moving up to 1.5 springs or one heavy and one medium, they might be able to access those glute fibers a little bit better here. The next version is reverse elephant. So we're going to drop that foot bar all the way to the bottom. Get our platform extender, put that on top here. You may wish to reduce the spring load. I'm going to use 3/4 springs, or one medium and one light. Pop that platform extender in place. Make sure it's all the way to the front because we don't want any sort of slipping happening here. If you want to as well, you can use a sticky mat. Just grab one. And this can also really help make sure there isn't any slipping. So we're going to step up onto the platform extender, grab those toes around the edge there, two hands at the base of the shoulder rests, finding that nice elephant flat back position. So we're actually getting a little bit of lumbrical work, but same idea as before, the shoulder angle doesn't change. We're just finding those glutes, pressing out to plank, and then deep hinge and fold. So again, play with the spring weight, see what works for you. But it can be a little bit easier than the other version, which I just showed you before. So for this last one, we're going to be doing arabesque, which is an advanced reformer exercise. We don't need that platform anymore, or that extender anymore, so we'll put that off to the side. One more time, stopper and gear bar all the way to the front. We're going to take the springs and we're going to put it onto one heavy spring, or we're going to use one medium, really depending on what you're after. So for this particular exercise, if you want to access more of the anterior chain, you're going to want a lighter spring, but if you want more posterior chain, then I would probably go with something heavier, so one full spring. So I think I'll use one heavy spring. Foot bar is all the way to the top, just like that. If you have somebody that has shorter hamstrings, like myself, my hamstrings are okay, but they're definitely not dancer hamstrings. I like to pop something under their heels so that they can stay grounded through the heel and get into those glutes. We're gonna have two hands on the foot bar. This little ball is gonna be right up against the shoulder rest. And so that is to allow that heel contact. One hand is at one end of the foot bar and the other one is kind of in the middle. We're going to try and maintain a nice straight leg without locking in here and reach one leg up into an extension of the hip. My pelvis is a little bit rotated away from the camera, so we're going to think of accessing that glute to press out and then pulling back in. So really, we want to make sure that there's a lot of glute control on that stance leg, and there's definitely a lot of glute control in the leg that's being held in the air. So pressing out and pulling back in. If you find that's too difficult, you can also bend that knee. And this is called attitude. And pull back in. So definitely a challenging one, but I do find it's quite fun.